lasagna. Kelly uses the same amount of basil in each pan of lasagna. What amount of basil in cups does Kelly use in each pan of lasagna? Show how you know. So remember, does order matter when we divide? Yes. So I need to think, what is coming first? What is my dividend? What is going to get divided? So raise your hand and tell me. What is going to be divided? What do I have that's about to get split into groups? Benjamin.
3 1/2.
Good. 3.5. I am taking my 3.5 cups of basil and I'm splitting it into how many groups? 4. Good. The pans is what's doing the dividing. When I put those 4 pans out, right, they're going to split my 3.5 into 4 groups. All right, so let's do the multiply by the reciprocal strategy. To help me prevent any common little mistakes, I'm going to write KCF every single time I see dividing fractions. I know that keep, change, flip is equivalent to multiplying by the reciprocal. Good. I am rewriting my problem because I know that if I don't rewrite it, I might not multiply by the reciprocal. I may forget to flip it. So I have 3.5 divided by 4. But what's wrong with this problem? It's in a what? A mixed number. Do we ever divide, multiply, add, or subtract mixed numbers? No, we must change it into a what? Improper fraction, a fraction greater than 1. So listen up. I take my whole number. Remember, my denominator's not changing. So it's still going to be a what? 2. I take my whole number, and I know that I have 3 whole groups of 2. So I'm doing 3 times my denominator, 2, which gives me what? And then I have 1 extra. So I do 6 plus 1, my numerator, and what do I get? 7. So 3 1/2 is equivalent to 7/2. Okay? Whole number times denominator, then you add your numerator. And that's the number that goes on top. Yes, Caleb?
You lost me very No, I don't understand.
For which part?
The whole thing.
Changing it to
Besides that part. I don't know how you got the 7 over 2.
Okay. Think about this. I have 3 whole groups, right? 3 whole groups of what? 1/2. So the denominator is out of 2. So I do whole number times this because I have 3 whole groups of 2. 2, 4, 6. That's why I get 3 times 2. But then I have how much left? 1. So I do 3. I do my whole number times my denominator, which is 2. I get 6, but I have 1 left over, so I must add that extra. So that means I have 7 pieces, and my denominator is still staying the same. That's how you turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. The biggest thing to remember is whole number times denominator, add the numerator. And then you keep the bottom the same.
Yes.
All right. And if you need more help, I'll come sit and try to show you for the next problem. All right. So now that we have 7/2 divided by 4, notice what's wrong with our 4. It's a what right now? It's a whole number, but we want to put it as a what? Fraction. So I'm putting 4 over 1. All right. Now am I ready to go? Why not? Good. Okay. So I need to rewrite my problem again, right? I'm keeping 7/2. I am changing division to what operation? And when I change my operations, I have to flip the number behind it. So 4 over 1 turns into what number? 1/4. Dividing by 4 is the same as taking 1/4 of something. Because when I divide it by 4, I'm splitting it into 4 groups. I took 1/4 of that number. That's why it works. All right, now can I solve? We multiply across. So 7 times 1 is? And 2 times 4 is? So I know that there are 7/8 cups of basil in each pan. Any questions about this? All right. B says to check your solution. So I want you to think about this question. How can you use multiplication to check your answer? That's the great thing about math is we can check our work. So you're thinking to yourself, how are you going to use multiplication to check your answer? And then what does this tell you about the relationship between multiplication and division? So right now with your group, you are doing part B. You are checking your work with multiplication. So with your group, part B, checking your work with multiplication. Go. Nope. Yes, but you did solve it using multiplication. But now you're checking your work to see. So think about this. I know that 3 1/2 divided by 4 equals 7/8. So now I'm using these numbers to see when I multiply, am I going to get the correct answer? There you go.
I don't get how to check.
Okay, so I know that this, my answer, times my divisor, will always have to equal my dividend. So if I take 7/8 times 4, I get 7 times 4 is 28 over 8. And when I simplify that, I get 3 1/2. So you can take your answer times your divisor, and you have to get your dividend. That's how we check our solution. So, for example, in other words, okay, 18 divided by 3 equals 6. I know that 6 times 3 has to equal what? If 18 divided by 3 is 6, that tells me that 6 times 3 equals 18. Do you see how we're checking our work? Divisor, that second number, times answer must equal how much total you have. And I find this is a better example because the numbers are a little more easier to understand. So, answer times divisor, your second number, must always give you that total. All right, number... Do we have 23? No, we don't. Number 3. Who's number 3? Number 3? Anyone?
Can I take the clipboard?
Well, I don't know where the clipboard's at. It's not over there. That's the wrong clipboard. 20? Oh, yeah.
We have 18.
Let me see. It's the second one. Hayden.
Wait, yeah, hey.
You're number 3. Write that down. All right, tell me, how are you going to check your solution to part A? What are you going to have to do?
7/8 times 4.
Good. 7/8 times 4. And what does it have to equal?
3.
What did it equal?
I mean, I'm still solving.
Okay, what's 7 times 4?
7 times 4
And what's 8 times 1?
8.
Is that going to equal 3 1/2? Yes, it will. Okay, so if you're not sure, here's a hint. Your quotient times your divisor must always equal your dividend. And here's another example. 18 divided by 3 equals what number?
18 divided by 3 equals 6.
So I know that 6, my quotient, times my second number must equal what? What 6 times 3 have to equal? 18, okay? Your second number, your divisor, times your answer will always equal your total. So that's how we check our work. All right? Any questions about this? So far, so good? Okay, can I erase?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone need me to slow down a little bit? Okay. If you need me to slow down, just let me know. All right. Now, that's called multiplying by the reciprocal. Keep, change, flip. Now let's do a tape diagram. I'm going to show you the tape diagram, but everyone look over here. The tape diagram, you are more likely to make a mistake because if you draw one little box incorrect, it throws your whole entire answer off. You can use it if you want, but I would suggest that you keep practicing the multiply by the reciprocal, the keep, change, flip. If you keep practicing that one, you're going to get better at it. Whereas if you kind of change different strategies, you're not going to get to focus on just one strategy. So if you like the tape diagram, you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. You're more likely to make a mistake. I'm going to show you. You have to be familiar with it, but then we can move on. Okay. 6 friends share 2/3 of a pan of lasagna equally. What fraction of the pan of lasagna does each friend get? So raise your hand and tell me what number is coming first. What is getting divided? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. What is getting divided, Jaylee? 2/3. I'm taking my lasagna, my 2/3, and I'm splitting it into how many groups? 6. Good. Okay. So here comes my tape diagram. If I have 2/3 of a pan of lasagna, I have 2 out of how many? 3. So I need how many total boxes? 3. And then I'm going to make a note that 2 boxes out of 3 is equal to 2/3. Okay. So here's my pan of lasagna, right? I am dividing this into, I'm taking my lasagna and I'm cutting pieces to give to 6 friends. So I'm taking my lasagna, and when I go to cut it, right, I cut it 1 time. That's going to 1 friend. Then I need to do this how many total times? 6. So notice I'm going long ways because I'm cutting the entire pan of lasagna. I don't want to just cut 1 piece. I want to cut the whole thing. Do you ever cut cake and let's see, brownies, right? You're making brownies. Do you ever just divide half of the pan and then leave the other the other half untouched? When you cut the brownies, right, you cut the entire pan. Yeah, you go long ways and then you go sideways. Do you ever just cut a corner and then you're like, all right, I'm done? But most of the times, are you just cutting half of a pan or the whole pan of brownies? The whole, right? We don't want to leave any out. So I'm cutting the whole thing of lasagna into how many total things? 6, because I'm splitting it up into 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to, and you see how small this is, where it's so easy to make a little mistake? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to add on one more. All right. But you still have to be familiar, so I'm going to show you it. All right. 6 friends share 2/3 of the lasagna. So now, although this represents 2/3, do I have smaller little pieces now? Yeah, what happened to my lasagna? I broke it up into smaller pieces. Do you have more boxes than you started with? Yes, you do, right? At first, I started with 3 whole boxes. Now look at all these boxes I have. I have way more. But I only want 2 out of how many shaded? 2 out of 3. So technically, if this is 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm only shading 2 little boxes. Because that represents 2 out of 3. So each friend gets 2 little boxes out of, I no longer have 3 total. I have how many boxes total?
12.
Not 12. Count it. Count your boxes. You have to count all your boxes, your total. You have 2. Okay, it's 18. You have 2 out of 18 boxes. Think about this. I take 3, I split it into 6 groups each. 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, this is how you find your answer when you divide a fraction by a whole number. Does the tape diagram look a little different? Yes. Yeah. Questions about this?
Do we have to use this one?
You do not have to. You just have to be familiar with labeling. So you might see a picture like this, and usually you'll see only a piece labeled, and then you'll see it'll look kind of similar like this. And you'll just have to be able to label the problem. Like, you'll have to recognize that this is 2/3 divided by 6. Yes?
Would you have to do this on the test? Yeah, you didn't ask that. Wait, what he asked?
I just answered that. Do you have, can someone tell him, does he have to do this exact way on the test? No, he just has to be able to recognize it. So you would see this picture and you would have to see that this is 2/3 divided by 6 pieces. Yep. And on your practice test, you have a problem like this. So you'll be able to practice it. Yep.
If they have a home, just speak it into like if this actually, why would you buy 1 for 6 friends? Like, 1 with lasagna. You want to go buy 2?
Well, look, lasagna is expensive sometimes. Hey,
They kids or something?
times are tough. Maybe that's all they could afford. You're going to have to ask the 6 friends. I don't know.
The 6 friends might be the
Me personally, I don't want 2/18 of a lasagna. I think I would want a little more, but. All right, any questions about this? I hope you have this down. I already erased it. Okay, now everyone look at problem number 4. Please listen to my directions very carefully. All right, 4. It says to write a story problem that can be represented by 4 1/3 divided by 5. Okay, here's what we're doing. Number 1, you write your problem. I am picking your partners. I'm pulling popsicle sticks. That's your partner. Okay? Huh? Yeah. Then you will swap books with partner. And you solve your partner's problem. But notice, are you dealing with the same numbers? So after you solve, if me and Marley are partners, and I write my problem, Marley writes her problems, we switch and solve.